Bionicle Megatron, up to no good again with his battle-ready armor with blasting cannons of action and launching catapult. The heroic Optimus Prime, back also with another battle-ready base with launching catapult and blazing gun action. Collect them all. These bot shots are ready to fill up your stockings, and I guarantee you cannot go wrong. So let's send these suckers into action. Bot Shots, brought to you by Hasbro. Batteries not included. This episode of Plasticon Reviews is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Remember, save the polar bears this winter.
It's prime time.
Welcome back to yet another Plasticon review. Today we're going to dip into a little bit of Master Force. Yes, if you guys have never seen Master Force, you guys are really missing out. It is in Japanese, so you will have to get it subtitled if you do not speak Japanese, but it's still awesome. It's a very, very obscure line. It's a really, really, really weird type of Transformers. Technically, there's people controlling every one of them. They're all drones all the way up to the end. But it's really, really, really good, and I highly suggest anybody check it out. It's well worth it. Very, very strong storyline. But anyhow, we are going to review Generation 1 Power Master Prime. This is not a reissue, so there are a few differences between this one and the reissue. There is a Japanese version that was slightly different than this one. I will point out the deals with that. And also, I do not have God Bomber, if you guys want to know. Sadly, I don't have it. But eventually I will. I plan on getting the reissue that BBTS has up. That's why I'm doing this review for you guys, to show you guys the difference between G1 and the actual reissue that they're going to have coming out. So, most of you guys out there are probably thinking about pre-ordering this thing, or you already have it on pre-order. And let's just check it out, shall we? Let's. Here it is. G1 Power Master Prime. Yes, it's a very, very large truck. It's a little bit bigger than the actual G1. It's got quite a few differences compared to the G1. It does have a base mode, but obviously most people know this thing combines with its trailer. This thing was, to me, one of the best Optimus Primes that ever came out. I loved God Genrai. If you guys don't know what the name is, God Genrai is the actual name of this thing. It was known as Power Master Prime in the United States. There are a few differences between this one and the actual Japanese one. But first, let's go ahead and start reviewing bits and pieces of this. That way I can point those out for you guys. First off, let's start out with his little Power Master. Pop it out of the chest. Very strong spring. I actually had to go in and do a little bit of tweaking because this guy is so old and rickety. And you guys are going to have to forgive me for the labels. The stickers are really ancient. But anyhow, this is the Power Master. He's the little Power Master. I am trying to remember the name offhand, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. But anyhow, this Power Master basically becomes this little engine. If you actually had the Japanese one, this bit here that's sticking up here on the back, that's pretty much just about this much right here you would see. That thing's all chrome, which is kind of nice. There was a little bit more, there was more die cast than this. This thing doesn't have die cast. That's the only difference between the American version and the Japanese version is die cast. That's one big difference. So there is a weight difference between the two. But anyhow, These little Power Masters basically have like a little gimmick. They have little slots on the side right here that's supposed to plug in or to hold within the actual mechanism. The spring on this one here is fairly strong, so I had to go in and do a little bit of reinforcement. It kind of sucked. I really didn't. I preferably don't like to take apart old toys, but if it has to be done, it has to be done, so I did it. Anyhow, all you do is fold these little legs down to put him into his robot mode. Now he does have two little arms. The arms do come up. Yes, I know I'm doing the nail biter thing, but there he is. If I can get this thing to focus on it and not me. It does not want to focus. There we go. Very, very, very cool little robot. A lot of sculpting in this. Really do dig these little Power Masters. I was always a big fan of the Power Masters and the Headmasters, and sadly I don't have any Headmasters, but when I get those things, you guys are going to see a buttload of those reviews, because that's one of my holy grails, is to get every Headmaster there is. That's, some people are like, oh, my holy grail is Fortress Maximus or one bot. Mine are several. I actually do have two of my holy grails, and that's G1 Sunstreaker and G1 Wheeljack. But we'll get onto those reviews at a different time. But anyhow, this is the little Power Master comes with. Arms do have slight articulation. It's kind of a nail biter moving these arms, because most people's arms tend to break off. I rarely ever remove those arms. I just wanted to move them one time just to show you. But anyhow, to transform him back into his little engine mode, this is all you do. Very, very, very simple. It's that way it unlocks the gimmick. Every one of these Power Masters have a gimmick. And the gimmick can be activated with like your thumb or finger or whatever, just pushing in on the gimmick, but this makes it more fun when you can plug this into it. Anyhow, let's get on to the rest of Prime. Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we are going to be doing a contest. I got another contest for you guys. Yeah, you, and you. I'm talking to you guys, every one of you, wherever you're at. Guess what? Still have more. Like I said, for every 50 subscribers, I'm giving these out. And it's the holidays, and we have more to give. Guess what I got now? Like I said, for every 50 subscribers, I'm giving out one of these. But I'm also going to be throwing in another winner. The runner-up gets one of these. Yes. Lego Series 5. Minifigs! Blind packs. You guys love these things. Anyhow, it's going to give you guys a look at what characters are involved with this, just in case you guys missed out on these being on the shelves or never could find them. Or eBay's got an inflated price. There you go. Got quite a few characters there. That's for you Lego freaks out there, because I know you guys want them. Every one of you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Sitting in the corner pouting. You want this in your stocking? Subscribe. Comment. Find me on Facebook, and also find me on Twitter. I'm going to be going through all the comments that are down below. And like I said, I use a random number generator. So I will do a random number generator for the first one. And the second one. So, like I said, check me out.
You guys have a nice holiday, and enjoy your guys' great feast you're going to end up having on Christmas Day. So, take it easy. I will see you guys around. Peace out, guys.
I'm going to set his Godmaster here aside. Those are also known as Godmasters, so some of you guys don't know that. That's what they are. But here he is, in his glory. Big, gigantic truck. Very old and wobbly, you can tell. Wheels do turn on it. Mine are just being silly because they're just old. But usually when you buy one of these brand new, you won't have that issue, especially with the reissue, because the reissue is actually the Japanese version, so it's going to have a lot of differences compared to this one. Anyhow, it's going to disconnect it here. One thing I do want to point out, this right here, yeah, you're going to see it is gray on mine. It's because when I got this, the peg was busted off and stuck in here. It's a very, very common occurrence. What I did is I basically took a small drill bit, drilled it in far enough, and basically took a bit of plastic off of a sprue that I had that was thick enough, stuck it in there, glued it in, done. Fixed the problem. Only thing is, you just got to be careful with it. But that's the way it is with anything. It's old like these. And as for the bit right here, a lot of people have problems trying to get this part out if it ever breaks out. All you do is you take a drill bit, stick it in the end, just kind of turn it slightly, get it in there so that way it digs, and then once you dig it in real good, you can pull it right out. If you can't do that, take a drill, slightly drill into it, and then get a little bigger drill bit, drill in a little, and then pull, and it should pop the little busted bit right out of this. But anyhow, that's just a little tip for anybody that happens to have one of these that has that problem. And just to let you guys know that you don't really have to send it off anywhere to go get it fixed unless you are afraid to do that yourself. Myself, I'm not afraid to break into my toys. So, but anyhow, here is Optimus Prime in his truck mode. Very, very, very big truck. You can obviously tell it's got a little bit of beat upness going on here. This right here and these two headlight assemblies here actually are all one piece on the Japanese version. And this front portion here of the entire cab is actually die cast on the Japanese. Stacks are a little shorter on the Japanese. This one here, yes, you can tell, one's busted off. Sadly, it happens through time. These are easily replaceable. I have seen replacements on eBay. I'm going to probably eventually do that to this one because it's the G1 one, and when I end up buying the other one, I'll keep this one in Genrai mode, and then I'll do the other one as, you know, the larger bot itself with God Bomber attached. But anyhow, this is him in his truck mode. He does scale very well with most of your G1 stuff. Sadly, the trailer, you really can't fit very much G1-ness into it. I'll explain why when I get to that. But there he is. It's not bad. It's kind of cool. I don't really like the idea that these are actually stickers for windows, but that's what they are. I mean, it's just something you have to overlook. This is the gimmick right here. You push in right here. And it's got this little bitty tab right here. This little bit right here. This little white part. That's the part right there that actually releases anything. This is just to help push the Godmaster in and out. But there's really no detail on the back. It's not bad. Very, very nice vehicle. I do dig this truck mode. It's really cool. Now, we're going to turn him into Optimus Prime. First thing we do is take the Godmaster. And then you push it in. Bear with me here. This could take a second. Plugs in just like that. Then, since it's plugged in, I can actually pull the legs down. This little white bit right here connects onto this. If you plan on buying an old one, Make sure that's there. Because if it's not, then it's broke. Not that it really hinders anything, but it kind of just disappoints because it's part of the gimmick. But anyhow, next thing you do is you move these little bits here up. It does have a lot of click. That's one good thing about this guy. He's also fairly stiff too, which kind of sucks. What you're going to do is you're going to turn him around. Flip these back. Yes, I know he's got a faux front. This guy's got a lot of gimmicks, so I understand why they did it this way. Arms fold down. Head, you just push on this little bit here. Pop it right up. And there you go. Now, yeah, gotta push the crotch piece down. There you go. There is Optimus Prime. It's got a very, very, very awesome head sculpt. The reissue in the Japanese has blue eyes, not red. The red is the Generation 1. But he's not too bad. He does not really have much articulation. I mean, this can go back like this, but I really don't suggest it because it's really stiff. At least on mine it is. But then again, this thing probably spent most of its life in power-up mode, so that's why those are so stiff. But he does have his arm articulation. If you want to call this articulation, I guess you can, but it's like half the cab comes up. So I kind of wish they could have integrated some type of like, instead of screwing these in like this, they could have screwed one in and made it so that way his arm actually came up. But who's going to be really picky? Because I mean, this is Generation 1. He does not have articulation on the head. His head's actually flat on the back, which is kind of funny. But I look past all that, especially when it comes to G1. And there's a lot of people out there that hate on stuff like this. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. Those people can just be as negative as they want. Because to me, this thing's awesome. Don't care. This thing is awesome. The whole bot is awesome. Every mode I love. So, don't care. It's awesome. Cool bot. But anyhow, the Godmaster kind of makes like a backpack, which is kind of cool. I like the idea that it's not some big and intrusive thing sticking out on the back. I mean, this is pretty good representation of Optimus Prime to me. Now, on the back of his trailer are the guns. I'm going to pull one gun off. And I'll show you guys a close-up of the gun itself. These things are pretty hefty too. Really, really neat guns. They're not bad. But you can hold them in this mode. Sadly, that's as far up as the gun will go. But if you take the gun and you kind of push it in just a little bit and bring it up like this, you can actually face it forward. Now it's kind of dorky, but I don't care. It's still cool. I mean, who's to say he isn't trying to shoot anybody over there? I mean, then again, he can do this, which is kind of neat. I mean, if you put him in this kind of a stance, it looks kind of cool. You can't really tell that his shoulder's all like sticking out, but this is what it is. Anyhow, let's move back over to the trailer, and I'll show you some gimmicks there.
Good hit! God, it's hot.
Why don't you turn on the AC?
I can't, it's busted.
Well, in that case, why don't you give these guys a call?
Branca's air conditioning?
Oh yeah, man, they're great. They've been around for 34 years. Family owned and operated, and they're licensed and insured.
Do you do good work?
They do great work. Customer service is #1 in these guys' book. They're prompt, and they have a huge inventory for anything you might need.
I'm calling them right now. That was quick.
Don't worry, guys, I got this. You ready to beat the Florida Heat?
Come on. Hit him. Hit him. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? Hit him. Yes. Yeah. You man.
Put prime right here. Now, let's do a size comparison real quick since we're here. With Peekaboo is prime. Pretty good size bot. Actually, the G1 is about the same size as him. Maybe a little taller. Not by much. But it's not bad. Because I can. I know. Still has a holiday hat on. You know what? I'm going to put a holiday hat on. There we go. Still Christmas here, so. Shows you a size comparison wise. Bruticus is fairly taller, but we'll see how tall he is here in a minute. Let's move on to the trailer. Get Prime here out of the way so we don't knock him over. The trailer itself, it's got quite a few gimmicks. You do have the guns that stick out on both sides. And the cool thing is with these guns are all interchangeable. You can put these guns pretty much any place you feel like. Because, I mean, you can put them here. Actually, you can, if you wanted to, store them like this, which is actually kind of an ideal type of thing to do when he's in truck mode. Because it kind of covers up this whole front part here, if you think about it. I mean, that's kind of a neat thing to do if you really want to be picky. I mean, but what do you expect? I mean, this thing's G1. It's one of those things you have to use your imagination on. Anyhow, put those two double-barrel guns aside. He does have these cannons here. And the cool thing is these cannons could fit pretty much anywhere on here. Because you've got ports here, here, and here. Now, another thing, he does actually have a back that opens. Sadly, you have to do one at a time. Pull them both down. And if he's sitting level like this, because I'm going to hold him up so that way he'd be level, you can actually fit. I got an oversized Micromaster here, but it does look appropriate because it's kind of like Siren of the Headmasters. But that's the thing, Headmasters and Power Masters kind of go together as far as I'm concerned. But it's pretty cool. I mean, too bad I don't have a Minerva or anything like that to show you guys, but it's really cool. Do like it a lot. He's very awesome. Anyhow, I'm going to fold these back up. And then we're going to go into base mode. Yes, he's got a base mode. It's very big. It's very huge. It's gigantic. I mean, look at the size of this trailer. It's big. Let you guys get a good look at the trailer itself before I go into base mode. Because I'm going to transform base mode on the other camera because it's pretty good size. You can tell, yeah, he's a bit scratched up, but it's not bad. And that's the top mode. Okay. Moving on to base mode, first thing I always do, lift this thing up here slightly. Flip these back. Just like so. Then, what you're going to do is you're going to pull the legs apart. It's going to sound very noisy and very scary. You can hear the springs in there. extremely stiff. And from everything that I've gathered from everybody that's ever had this thing, that is a problem with all of them. Now, turn them around this way. Fold these two bits here down. Then, fold these out. Just like so. And fold this portion here down. Then, what you can do, what I like to do, fold these two bits here down. Move these up. Fold out this part. Then, there's several places you can put these. You got two ports right here that you can put guns, and you got ports up here. I tend to put the big gigantic ports, or porting guns, up here. So I like double-barreled flat cannons. Then, you can take these and place these sticking out like this. And mind you, there are several ports. You do have ports on the inside of the arms here too. So if you wanted to, you can take this and plug it in there. It's your choice. That's the great thing about this toy. And that's something that I absolutely love about this thing, because it's got so much playability. There's a lot of people say, oh, there's not much playability with Pyromaster Prime. Well, apparently you don't know what you're doing if you think there's no playability here. Because you take, these are about the size of Legends figures here, by the way. But, or Spy Changers, if you have them, or G1 Go, or Generation 1, or sorry, not Generation 1. G2 GoBots, yes, GoBots, G2 Transformer GoBots. It was the same thing, that's where Spy Changers came from. Anyway, they scale fairly well. They're not bad. I do like using these guys on them because I think it really, really brings out the scale. And it shows exactly how big it really is. Now, a lot of people want to do this and put, oh, let's put Optimus Prime back here so he's manning the guns. You don't have to do that. Stick him over here to the side, because you know what? He's still the leader. Why would he be manning his own guns? This whole thing here could be like a battle base. But you can obviously tell, you know, with a few little bots, you can actually make this thing really, really awesome. Which is one of the biggest things that I like about this. Now, something you can do on, he's probably not going to stand up very well. Oh, come on. Another thing you can do is this thing actually has a seat right here. The seat is actually designed for headmasters to sit in, because these are too big. Because you actually, if you had the, and it's not the normal headmasters, it's the headmaster juniors that can actually fit in this and actually sit in here, because there's two little tabs here on the inside of this that allow you to put the that little headmaster in there. So that way he's like manning the gun. It's kind of neat. Do like it. Like I said, there's several places you could put these. I really, really like things that form bases. That's one of my biggest things. Because, I mean, honestly, who doesn't like a toy that turns into a base? I mean, if any of you guys have ever had a Metroplex, you guys know how it is. You love bases. Because it's just, they're just awesome. They all scream awesome. But that's for another time. Anyhow, let's go ahead and transform him into his power-up mode. I also like to call it the God Armor, because, you know, you got the Apex Armor, but also I like calling this the God Armor, because there is a difference between the two. Let's get these little guys here out of the way. pull these guns off. Everybody who wants to complain about parts forming, this is considered a part, and every Transformer comes with a weapon. Not unless you get weaponizers. Don't get me started on those Prime weaponizers, those things are just retarded. Anyhow, what we'll do here is we'll just move all these bits down just like so. Move this bit here up. This thing all the way back. Hold these back up into the, oh, move those up. Let's back up into the legs. And gonna do this again. Got him up in this mode. You do leave these folded down. This here, and this here. And this like this. This like this.
There it is! The secret base of the Headmaster Decepticons! Only with their help can we destroy the Autobots! Look! Yes, the trainer of the beast becomes the head of the robot!
Headmaster Transformers, for much more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
And each Headmaster Decepticon displays a readout of its power. Nothing's better than going into battle with these Transformers. Headmaster Decepticon sold separately from Hasbro.
Now, I'm going to take Prime here, fold him back up, as if I was going to put him back into truck mode. Basically, that's what you do, is you put him back in a truck mode. And you fold these back in. Actually, one thing you want to make sure you do is fold that down before you fold these in, because that'll always catch. Then you're going to take the entire back of the truck. And you get this part right here. This will move. Very stiff on mine. And keep the Godmaster. Oh. So I was saying, this thing likes to pop out. This spring is very strong, by the way. There's two springs in there, just to let you know. There's two springs that holds this. There's a separate spring for the little bitty white thing. So, kind of gives you a little bit of an idea how powerful this thing is. Anyhow, stay, man. Take his body. You drop it in from the top. When you drop it in, you got these two ports here. They need to be over those little bitty bits right there. And there you go. Now, this head has no place to go. But he's in truck mode. If you want to store it in the back where I pulled the little bitty oversized Micromaster I pulled out. That's the best place to actually store it. Anyhow, plug his head right in on the top because he's got a hole up top here. It's actually right under there. And there you go. There is Powermaster Prime. Very, very, very large head. Absolutely love this guy because this is extremely cartoon accurate. I mean, the only thing he doesn't have is much articulation. Okay, well, you can move his leg. You can actually spread his legs out if you want to, just a little bit. Kind of give him a little bit of separation, but I mean, honestly, you don't need to. It's better actually to leave it together like this to set it on a table because it won't fall over. That's a great thing about this one. It won't fall over. Even if you get the Godmaster and put the God Bomber and put God Bomber in this thing, it puts big platforms. It's about as stable as a G1 Transformer's ever going to get from falling over. Anyhow, let's take his guns. Plug these onto the sides, just like so. Then put the two big gigantic rifles in his hands. There we go. There he is. God Jinrai in his full-on robot mode. Powered up mode as well. It's very awesome. Highly recommended. If you can find a G1, you can usually get the G1 a lot cheaper. Anyhow, just doing our size comparison here for you guys. Obviously, it's a lot taller than Peekaboo. And I mean, this thing is massive. Yes, I know, it's a brick, but who really cares? Bricks are actually as cool as articulated ones as far as I'm concerned. I got this guy here because I wanted an articulated version of this bot that was neat, that I like. But you can't beat the original. I just pulled this part loose on his back. But yeah, I mean, this guy is really, really, really cool. He's got a lot of playability, lots of things to do. I mean, even if you wanted to, you can fold these bits here back up if you wanted to look more like a brick. Sorry, Peekaboo. But, not too bad. Very, very, very awesome bot. Highly recommended. Yeah, he has a bit of a backpack here, but if you actually seen the cartoon, this is accurate. You actually see this on his back with this little bit sticking down. So, I highly suggest you guys check out the cartoon, and I also suggest you guys pick one of these up. But anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another review. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Support the Transformers community, and be sure to watch your budget, watch the things you need to look out for if you decide to purchase one of these. Anyhow, this is me, and this is me, signing off. Peace out, guys!